This episode is brought to you by some amazing people. The Diz Loki, Eric Booth, Patrick O'Leary, Taban R., Rogue Trooper, Barry, Mind Over Matter Loophole, Aaron's Energy 313, Marcel Guffonian Metalhead, Janine Hollis, KC, Welcome to the Show, Catherine Jones, Gemini Moon, Leah, Abbott Hoffman, Moody Mongol, Gary T., Eddie Tab, Diane Boss, Mecca Mickey, T-Bone, Dorothy Hawkins, Jeanette Angel, Kelly Lewis, Richard and Fern Harrison, and Nathan from The Quantum Show. And a special thank you to all of our subscribers on YouTube, Spotify, and now over on Rumble. If you wish to support the podcast, you can hit that join button below to become an Eyes to That Sky member. Or if you want to join the Patreon or to provide other support, the links are below in the show description. But now, on with the show. Welcome to the Michigan UFO Sightings and Paranormal Encounters podcast, where we explore the unexplained and mysterious phenomena that have occurred throughout the state of Michigan and beyond.
From UFO sightings to ghostly encounters, we delve deep into the stories, the evidence, and the theories behind these strange events.
We are your hosts. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Wayne.
We are an educator duo that after an encounter with a triangular UFO in 2018 in Michigan, we decided to investigate UFOs and the paranormal. In this podcast, we will be speaking with eyewitnesses, experts, and researchers to uncover the truth about some of the most intriguing cases of paranormal activity in and around Michigan.
Our goal is not to convince anyone of the existence of these phenomena, but rather to provide a platform for discussion and exploration. So, buckle up and join us on this journey down the paranormal rabbit hole.
On an escalator.
All right, welcome everybody. It is another episode and a very sunny day today here in Southeast Michigan. So we are coming to you from within the shadow of the great Motor City, Detroit, Michigan, deep within our underground bunker. We want to thank you for joining us for this very special episode tonight. It is Monday, December 30th, 2024 at the time of this live stream, and this will be our last show we'll be doing.
For this year.
This year. Right. All right, Michelle, we got some quick housekeeping. What's going on?
Oh, well, remember, if you have a story that you would like to tell, or if you would like to email the show, you can do that at mi.ufo.podcast@gmail.com.
That's right. Also, if you want to make a donation to the podcast, you can do so with PayPal Super Chats. Buy us a coffee. You can check out our merchandise store or join the Patreon. All those links can be found below in the show description. And then if you become a YouTube member, as you saw at the beginning of this episode, or a Patreon member, you'll get a shout out during the intro and then be listed in our show credits at the end of the show as a special thank you for your support.
I think I had to take a few breaths in between reading all the names.
Quite the list. Yeah, we got a pretty big number of supporters right now. It makes me wonder, what are you guys wasting your money on?
They're spending their Monday night with us.
Yes, they are. Yeah, this is not Sunday, by the way. It is Monday.
Yeah. So yesterday, just trying to align the guests.
Yeah, too much traveling.
Align our chakras.
Yeah.
Lots of traveling.
The energy was off.
Picking up girls, taking one back to college on the other side of the state.
We were picking up girls? What?
No, your daughters.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Please clarify.
Oh my gosh.
We were not picking
up
you
didn't
girls.
Get that kind of Christmas
The
gift.
Girls. My daughters, yeah.
You got a Lions jersey for Christmas.
Yes.
Yes,
I did. Very excited for the Lions this year.
Yeah.
That's why I will not watch them.
We are competing with the San Fran game tonight.
Yeah.
Although lots of Lions fans on their way to San Fran right now for this away game.
Yeah.
And our stats for away games are 7-0, so they can just bump that up to 8-0.
Yep. 100%. We're definitely. I'm not predicting, even though this is our prediction show for 2025. I'm not predicting anything for the Lions because, well, that's how things go.
I want to predict that they're in the Super Bowl this year. I really, 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 really do.
Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
know. I'm afraid
All
to put that one out in the universe.
All right. So just real quick, looking over at the analytics again, you guys, we are at 51.3% of the people watching the live stream are subscribed. So that's awesome. We're over that 50% mark. But let's see. Can we get it higher, guys? 48.7% of you watching this just need to hit that subscribe button. That's all we need. The more subscribers, the more we get recommended on YouTube, the bigger guests we can get, and all that good stuff. You guys all know how that works. So, yeah. So, Michelle, why don't we go ahead and
it is time to say hello to the folks in chat, and I know the first one is Straw Dog.
Of course, he was here.
Hey, Straw Dog, and Diane Boss is with us tonight. Kelly Lewis. We've got Ghost Dragon. We've got Mike J. Lance is with us tonight. Tabin is with us tonight.
Yes.
Let's see. Is it Jason? Yep, Jason Finch is with us tonight.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
welcome, Jason.
Of course, as we see you guys pop in, we will give a shout out.
That's right. And also, so tonight is a little bit gonna be a little bit different of a show. We're not scripting anything or anything like that. This is just gonna be a prediction show with some of our favorite guests, and one guest we've never had on technically, though he's been with us in spirit many times. So we'll bring him on in a little bit. But let's see, what do we got going on here?
Oh, I forgot to say.
Ooh,
sorry, Nathan.
Hold
Nathan
on a
is
minute.
with us tonight.
Oh, of course, Nathan. Nathan from the Quantum Show. I was jumping in on his show a little bit in his chat, and he had some really great ideas about some of these drones and people shooting these things down and stuff, and we can get into that a little bit. But need to do a big shout out to Gary T, who just sent us a $50 PayPal. Thank you, Gary. You are awesome, sir.
Is Gary sneaky and being in chat where I don't see him yet?
I think he's just lurking. So, but thank you, Gary, for that awesome PayPal donation.
I was going to say, because Gary needs to pop in and make a prediction later too.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's becoming quite the super fan. So we really appreciate Gary. So tonight, what are we doing? We've got 3 guests lined up. One of them may be here live or maybe virtual. So we shall see. And by virtual, I mean that he
there he is.
There's Gary. What's going on?
Gary.
Welcome. He pre-recorded his predictions for us. So we're going to save his to the end. He had to go to a hockey game. So he had that all planned out. So obviously he's going to go and go deal with that, which is fine. So we're going to see, and we're going to read the cards and see what's going to happen for 2025. Michelle and I have made our predictions. We're going to have Gemma Jade pop on here first in a little bit. She's going to come on. And, oh, isn't that weird? I mentioned Gemma Jade, and there she is. She just appears out of nowhere.
When are we doing our predictions?
So, I don't know. I figured we could, work them in between guests here or something like that.
Sounds good.
So, yeah. So up first in the batter's box will be Gemma. We'll get Gemma on here. And then we got Ghost Dragon, and he'll be joining us and with his predictions for 2025. And then we're going to have, last but not least, Brian Bowden, and then our predictions as well. And we'll just see if any of this stuff sticks or what's going to happen, or, who knows. It's kind of in fun. It's the end of the year. And by the way, I hope everybody had a good Christmas and holiday so far. It's been, I'm actually very sore right now because I had physical therapy today, and they work the hell out of my shoulder right now. So yeah, it's a little rough.
No, I'm all about opening that door tomorrow night at midnight, though.
Yeah.
Let 24 out, let 25 in, because
Yes.
24 has been a poop show.
Yeah.
It's
So
a nice way of saying it. It's my PG version.
yeah, man, yeah, 2024 needs to definitely get the hell out of here. I'm just gonna put it out there. 2024 was one of those years where it's like, oh, we have drones flying around. Nobody had that on their bingo card. Jimmy Carter just recently died and passed away. Whoa, who had that on their bingo card? Anybody? No. Yeah, it's just been a hell of a.
That man lived to 100 years old.
He made it to 100.
See, that was my bet for my dad.
Yeah, mine too.
And he just a month shy of his 99th.
Yep.
So
a month shy, man. Almost there. But
good genes.
Yep.
Good genes in the family.
Yeah. I had my money on 100. So yeah, she said poop.
Like a bad Adam Sandler film here.
Right. All right. So you know what, Michelle, since we've got Gemma lined up, why don't you go ahead and start with your prediction? You are more the psychic and remote viewer and all that than I am. I make a lot of my decisions and predictions based on kind of current events and things. So
we want Michelle's predictions.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
So my first one, AI.
Oh boy.
I refuse to have the Alexas or the Echo Dots or anything in the house. I figure the phones are bad enough. I could talk about something and then it shows up in my stream or newsfeed on Facebook. But I think that we're going to hear a lot more stories about, I don't want to say possessed, but more eavesdropping and more just creepy things coming from those Alexas. I know that there's like a thing now, if you ask Alexa, is it about 2028?
I don't know.
So I don't know if it's like end of days sort of stuff, but she goes into like great details about whatever the event is. So stuff like that, I think we're going to hear more stories out of, whether it's through, I don't know, probably TikTok, because everybody puts it on there on videos. UFO sightings. Obviously, I think that they're going to continue. I don't think that the government's going to give us the disclosure that we want this year.
Oh, so you're saying no, huh?
Nope. I think that they'll put another report out, but it'll be some massive amount of pages where most of it is the table of contents and possibly a glossary at the end to explain all of the different acronyms that they've come up with this year.
Okay.
So I have a lot of high hopes for Lohmeyer going back into rank or into the office, having to deal with that. So we'll see. That one definitely to come. Government. Well, I think it's going to be a while before we hear the word stable. So this one, I was kind of weary about putting this out in the universe, or definitely, in a live, but I feel like there's some sort of attack on the horizon, and not necessarily in January or February. So, because I know that everybody wants to pinpoint around the inauguration. Unfortunately, Trump's got a huge bullseye on his back, and I think that we have let too many into this country that don't necessarily have the same ideals about the American way.
You mean like the best intentions of coming
here?
They
definitely do not have the best intentions. I'm all about, different insurgent groups. And I definitely feel something. And it probably started with like the drones flying over the East Coast, but now that they've spread into other areas as well, even as, Wright Patterson. We've had people reporting drones around the thumb area of Michigan, but nothing has really panned out.
Well, they're saying, here's the thing: people are reporting a lot of this stuff as drones because they're hearing drones in the news, But that doesn't mean that what they're seeing is drones, unless they can absolutely identify it. They're
Well,
seeing a light or an orb in the sky, and they're going, "Oh, look, it's a drone."
Well, and I had to ask
Is
Wayne
it?
about this today because social media has died down
Yeah.
in regards to the talks of the drones. You're not seeing it anymore really on the news. I've seen some videos now with an uptick talking about some sort of fog, the different areas, anywhere from England, which I mean they're known for fog, but this is like a really weird one, all the way down even into Oklahoma, showing home video where it's almost like a particle fog,
Yeah, that's
worse
weird.
than we've ever seen, like weather-wise. Um, I feel that there's going to be an increase on cyber attacks, and not just because my school district got
Got hit,
hacked
yeah.
and got the internet shut down for 3 days. I think our phones are still out, so we haven't gotten news from the district stating that they're back on. But I think if those drones were gathering information, we're definitely going to see an uptick in that. But a local one, and this is just me, having grown up in the area of Eloise Asylum in the Wayne Westland area, and the more that they are now talking about making this into a hotel, they're talking about restaurants. They've had a country concert there. They had Christmas lights there, haunted houses there, tours there. I feel just around the area that I'm going to hear an uptick of stories of people bringing little friends home with them.
Little hitchhikers,
Little
right?
hitchhikers.
They call that the hitchhiker effect or whatever. So, all right, well, there you have it. There's what Michelle was picking up on a little bit today for the 2025 year, and we'll see what's going on. But next, let's go ahead and bring her on. How does that go? The hostess with the mostest? Something like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and, well, she's not
our bestie guestie.
There we go. Our mother from a different,
my sister from another mister.
There it is. That's the one. I couldn't remember. It's Jim.
You guys.
Hey,
how's it
it's
going,
almost
guys?
New Year's Eve.
I know it's exciting. I just feel good to be back. I haven't been able to do any work at all with my little guy out of school, so it was nice to be able to come and like hang out for a little bit. I feel like I'm being productive again. But I do agree with a lot of what you said, Michelle. I know it's kind of like 2025 is going to be the year. So our original timeline that most of the collective started out on was completely destroyed somehow, and I don't know how that works in like 2012, and it's like rebuilding itself somehow. And that's why I think the energy is so strange. The collective is way more open in a negative way to the paranormal, lower vibrational extraterrestrials. There's all of this interest that's been drummed up in the past couple of decades that's kind of coming to a head right now, and with everything political that's going on, it's, you know, if you look at the astrology of it, it's like Pisces should sail smoothly for the next like 8 to 12 years, but everybody else, it's like good luck. And I'm a Pisces and I don't feel it, so I'm like, is astrology wrong? Because I don't get it. But
I wanted to bring this up again, right? Tedestrial, I think that's how you say the name.
Mm-hmm.
He says, or she says, or they say, Trump caused a deviation from an agenda, and now there may be a contingency plan playing out. You know, I hate the whole politics thing and stuff, but if people don't think that these political people are weird worshipers of whatever, idols, dark energy, whatever energy, I don't know, but they're definitely, I can't help but think that there's a lot of truth to what he said, that this really, Trump's election again, even though it's for 4 years and he can't run again and all that stuff, really screwed up probably a very devious plan. And I just have that feeling, you know. I don't know, Gemma, what do you think? What are you picking up on that?
I just was writing, my Wi-Fi is a little wonky, guys, so I hope that like I don't glitch out again. Trump definitely was up until about 6 months ago, really wasn't a part of the timeline that we were all supposed to be on. And I think he kind of caught everyone off guard. And
I've
I
heard
know
that
this is
from a lot of
where I
people.
lose. Yeah, this is kind of where I lose some people. And I always say, that's okay, guys. You don't have to believe or agree with everything I say. I just love having the discussions. But sorry, my son is like in my face. I feel like he's kind of not under the control of whatever you want to call it. I think a lot of it is extraterrestrial with lower vibrational, like reptilians and even the militant grays, where they do control a lot of the government. If you guys watch, I think I mentioned this last time, Unified TV, and you watch the Pyramid Code and listen to the guy Ray, as far as I know, like 99% of what that man said was true. And he calls them the psychopaths, the people that actually run what's going on in the world. The top, 0.5%. I mean, these are like the upper echelon that you'll never hear of that run things in the background. Trump was not a part of that. He is not a part of that. Yes, he's a millionaire or billionaire or whatever, but he was not supposed to take it this far. And I feel like he definitely has a bullseye on his head. I definitely feel like he's changing a lot and will change a lot going forward as far as the timeline. Everything that was supposed to happen is basically not going to be happening now for anybody or for the collective, because we have this new element introduced in. Who's going to have the control now? Because Trump is not going to give it up. And I feel like he just started this whole thing. Like, he ran kind of on like, you say I can't do it, so I'm going to try. I don't really think the first time he expected to win. And again, I don't want to get caught up on the politics, but I do think that election is going to play such a huge role energetically going forward for all of us. And I am very, very worried about, as you said, with Eloise Asylum, just things like that, all of this interest that's been drummed up over the past couple of decades into the paranormal, or all of the portals that have been opened, all of the things that have gotten through. I see everyone now with something. It used to be like 1 in 8 people I would see something following them around. It's everybody has something now. And the higher you vibrate, the more spiritually elevated you are, the less it disturbs you. They're everywhere. The shadows, the demonic entities. It is horrific to leave the house. I got to be honest with you. I can't stand it. I hate it. And I do get very sick every time I do. In the last like 3 months, just going to like get the mail. I'm sick as a dog for weeks after. My body can't handle it.
Man,
So
I'm not going to disagree with that, because I just feel like we're so disconnected that we're just so open to, I don't know, Michelle, you want to jump in here, but
well, Kelly
we're
Lewis
so
in
open
chat
to
is
that.
asking, what is Eloise? Eloise was a
Yeah.
mental asylum, where obviously
It was bad.
it was bad. They conducted quite a few experiments. They had a housing for tuberculosis patients,
Mhm.
TB patients.
Mhm.
At the time, I know that they had allegedly moved the cemetery that was on the grounds to another location. Although, to me and to many others, it's still sacred ground. And a lot of the things that they are doing there for profit is absolutely insane. I know that there is a homeless shelter, even as part of the wing. Now that, I mean, you're doing for the good, but country concerts, driving through for light shows, things of that
Haunted
sort.
houses, right?
Here's the thing, for at least what I've seen. I grew up not far from Eloise. I could have walked to it from my house. And so they
Ooh.
lots of times you'll hear the people of the city of Wayne say that Wayne is not the same Wayne that they grew up with. Well, I've noticed a vast decline in the city of Wayne since they started doing a lot of these events, at Eloise over the past, I would say 10 years. Over the past 10 years, they've
Yeah.
really hyped up a lot of things. I mean, even to the point we had like a shooting in one of the neighborhoods right by my work just the other night. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a
You
lovely
know-
one to go back to on Monday.
Yeah. And just real quick, Gemma, and then I'm going to let you jump in here and take over. But it says here that Eloise Asylum, established in 1839 as a historical site offering haunted attractions, escape rooms, paranormal investigations, and historical tours. So just all of it all together for one package, Originally built as a psychiatric hospital, it later expanded to include a TB sanatorium, and then a poorhouse. With a rich history filled with compassion, tragedy, and mystery, Eloise Asylum provides an unforgettable experience for thrill seekers and history buffs.
See, now we've got experiences with Eloise back in the day before they started all this. And I knew the one time that I got down into the tunnels and heard things.
Yeah.
I didn't need to go back there. And then Wayne had an experience when he and his band buddies got in there, not so legally, and came across an entity that passed through them. So yeah,
it's all right, Gemma.
When you said they were doing putting a homeless wing or whatever. Now, I was homeless at one point in my life. I talk very openly about my recovery and being a former addict. And I say that to preface this, because when the homeless, particularly, if I went to my hometown of Patterson and saw some of my old friends in active addiction, the dealers, whoever I was dealing with at that time in my life, they always have, like, I want to say, like, super lower vibrational attachments that kind of compel them not to hurt themselves, but to make the worst possible choice to hurt themselves. So I'm not saying that being homeless makes you spiritually bankrupt. What I'm saying is that it's easy prey for lower vibrational and demonic entities. These people are usually at rock bottom. They're usually, whether addicted or not, you're homeless, right? So you're usually, your energy is very down. It's just, to me, I literally see it as like feeding a smaller animal to a larger animal, like throwing a fish or chum in the ocean for sharks to get. And as someone who sees the world like I do, seeing all of these things, it's so easy for me to picture. I actually got the chills when you said it, because I was thinking to myself, like, these poor people, like, yeah, they're going to have a roof over their head now, but at what cost?
Yeah.
I just feel like something so spiritually negative is coming. And I try to separate my religion from that and say, okay, even if it's not something religious, definitely something spiritually just lower. And it's because of things like this where people think they're going to turn a quick profit, and they probably will. But to what end for the people involved? I really think we all, and I've started doing it already, really need to tighten up when it comes to paranormal investigations and really taking our time to protect ourselves, to know what we're doing. When you have just any old person who can pay $100 or whatever to go on an investigation, that is a big problem. That is leaving yourself open to possession, to compulsion, to so many horrific and horrible things. And I see it happening everywhere. It's not just Eloise Asylum is just one, because people want to turn this quick profit. And what's going to happen is they're going to suffer for it.
Well, look at the tours for Waverly. Waverly's another one. So I've got friends that go on tours every single year in October to Waverly Asylum.
Yeah.
I don't watch the investigations on TV because it just makes me mad, because I feel like the way that I just think it's so bad. Even if they're a great investigator, it's just so phony for ratings. So I don't watch it either, Kelly. Bad.
Well, Gemma, you're talking about that. And so I got to read you one of my little predictions that popped in my head this morning. And so I wrote it down. I want to see what you think. Since you're talking about dark entities, lower vibration, connecting to people and things, I said there will be undeniable evidence brought forward about the damage caused to humanity by technology that will lead back to the aerial school visitation, and it will be discussed in the next UFO UAP hearings. Where the alien showed up at the school, kids saying that technology is going to ruin you guys.
That's happened a lot. I mean, when I was ghostwriting, when I was under contract, which I lost to AI, by the way, because they don't have to pay AI what I was asking. a couple of times, I even posted it on my Facebook and I have it saved somewhere. The AI, it was just ChatGPT, just trying to get them to help me with like a storyline. And all of a sudden, it's talking about the sadness of humanity and how the beast will overtake on the wings of change. And then it started quoting like Shakespeare. It was like, 3 minutes long to read what this thing said to me, when all I said was, can I have, a story about a girl lost in the woods? And then it comes back with, well, let's not talk about such sad things. Let's write about something else, right? So I don't trust AI. Ghost Dragons brought my 6-year-old an Echo Dot. And my husband is just terrified of it, basically. He's like, I don't want that thing listening to me. It's going to, like, it knows our every move. And I'm like, I kind of am uncomfortable with it too. And yeah.
All right. So do you want to share some of your predictions, or, throw some cards around there and see what comes of it?
Yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to have any major disclosure moments. I do feel like the whole thing with Hollywood, all of that right now is really being exposed for what it is, the same psychopaths. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't watched The Pyramid Code, there's like 5 of them. Please watch it. There's so much real information there. They even do like a 3-day free trial. You can get it and watch them and then get rid of it. It's all coming out, and it is going to eventually lead to something, the spiritual war that people like myself and Ghost Dragons and Michelle, I think, even if you don't see it, I think a lot of times you might be aware of it and don't know, that's happening around us at all times is going to become more and more visible to everybody. And people are going to choose sides. I mean, it sounds apocalyptic. Do I think it's coming in 2025? No, but we are on that timeline right now. So what I would do just real quick is I just wanted to, I have these divine timing decks. So if I figured each of you could ask me a question and I'll just pull a card each, and then I wanted to try them out. They say like 6 months from now or in August, and those are like the kind of answers. So go ahead,
Michelle.
And I put you on the spot.
Oh, like what kind of question? Give me an example.
I mean, this is just for fun. I don't know. Like, if you want to ask something like personal,
I got one.
Whatever. Go ahead.
I got one. How about will they ever find out, or how about will we ever find out what was going on with the drones in New Jersey?
For real, right?
Right. There we go.
See. It says in the fall time. So I guess next fall. I don't use these often because I do think they're a little silly, but I thought they'd be fun for tonight. And they actually did work the last 2 times. I think we're going to have a lot more drone activity. I think that there's going to be a lot more sightings that people are thinking they're seeing stuff. And then it's going to drown out the people who are actually seeing stuff. It's going to be like The Boy Who Cried Wolf collectively.
Gemma.
People are going to be so tired of hearing it that they're not going to listen to the people who are actually seeing things. Even on my son, when he's watching YouTube, I see people like, oh, there are drones outside. And you know that they're operating the drone and they're making this big to get millions of views. And it makes me not want to watch anything having to do with it anymore. Okay.
So here's what I wrote. You're pulling out all of my predictions. And then I'll have Michelle shoot you a question here in a minute. Okay. I said UFO sightings are going to continue, but a lot of them are going to be deep fakes done by the populace messing around, trying to have fun, end quote. However, there will be real encounters that will continue. The waters will get so muddied that no one will believe real evidence that will be brought forward.
Yeah, and I think it is a big distraction. They know, they being the government, they know exactly what's going on, I believe. I don't think there's any mystery to it. They just don't want us to know. So the more they can distract and divide, the better it is for them. I'm telling you, they're losing the spiritual side of the war to the collective, the goodness of the collective, and they can't have that. They're holding on for dear life.
Yeah. All right. Michelle, do you want to throw a question out there?
Did Gemma's sound cut out?
No.
Am I still good? It might have, because
you're good.
No, you sounded fine.
Okay. So question. Last year was such a horrible year for natural disasters, hurricanes, and especially hitting up into the Carolinas with the devastation around Asheville and Lake Lure and Chimney Rock. 2025. Anything in the cards for natural disasters that may repeat a little bit of history?
Let's see what the cards say. Obsessing over timing creates blocks. So I think that's basically like, don't ask, right? And I feel like I'm talking about the lower vibrational trying to block us from getting information and knowledge. And I pull these cards out for fun, but it just goes to show you, if you believe in this, and you guys know I do, that something here is like, you are not getting this information, right? Just completely blocked it off. But yeah, I think that natural disasters are going to just keep getting worse and worse progressively until we figure something. Everything that's going on it goes back to spiritual dis-ease. Stop it. Sorry.
That's all right. There's one for you. What about Flat E asks, NYC atomic bomb?
What is that?
Like New York City, is there an atomic bomb attack?
If there is, I don't think it's not happening in 2025. I'm in New Jersey. I don't get a lot of that sort of energy coming from the areas around me, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut. I feel like the East Coast is going to be like the most safe, fortunately. Are there going to be things happening? There's always stuff happening in the underground tunnels in New York City, and I could talk about that for hours. But I think the West Coast, the Midwest, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and kind of work its way over here. But I think New York City, New Jersey, I think we're going to be okay for another few years. I don't really get like any of that. It's just the taking. Every time I tap into that energy, it's like to take. And I feel like the abductions and kids going missing and all this, it's all going back to the same thing that eventually we're going to find out about.
Okay. All right. What else do you got? Anything?
That's it. I don't like to do predictions a lot because I don't like to be wrong, because then I feel like it like messes with my reputation. But
Sure.
I just think we really need to protect ourselves spiritually and energetically before we leave the house. No matter where you're going, even if it feels silly, you've got nothing to lose. So please do it, because you never know what is attaching onto you or what someone else is bringing into your home, guys. So I would help you if you emailed me for free and just give you some tips on how to protect your home and your energy when you leave. I would no problem doing that, because I think if more of us did that, we'd bring more light to the collective.
Well, right there, Kelly Lewis had asked earlier, I need to learn how to shield and to do protection. So there you go, Kelly. Email.
You can text me.
Gemma.
Yeah. Or email me.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Any of y'all can do that. I have no problem sending you an email for free. I wouldn't charge for that. I think it's too important.
Yep. So, Gemma, question: do you sense? And this is from Tedestrial. Do you sense anything about the increase in solar flares? They say I think 2 are hitting us tomorrow.
I think that I don't know, like if it's government connected, spiritual connected, ET. I don't know what it is, but I feel like they're coming a lot more because of what we're doing with technology. I'm not any sort of climate activist, but I do feel like with the 5G stuff and all of that, like it's affecting the way it's affecting that. It's all connected. Do you know what I mean? So they're not good. Obviously, they affect our technology. We've had like 3 retrogrades this year. So yeah, I think it's all connected, and it sucks because it's bad for us, and there's really nothing we can do to do anything about it because we don't have the awareness.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, Gemma, thanks for joining us tonight. I said, we're going to keep it quick with you tonight. So thank you for stopping by. Glad you're feeling better, and hopefully everybody gets well. So we will talk to you.
Good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Right.
Good night. All right.
Like Nathan says, lights go out at the mention of the number between 4 and 6 and the letter just before H.
Yeah. 5G. Yeah. So before we bring on our next guest to bring up his predictions, I'm going to go through mine real quick, and I want to see what people think of these. You guys have already heard a couple of them. All right, so here we go. The first one's going to be controversial as hell, just automatic. Okay, I'm going to use code words because, talking on YouTube about certain things is not going to, it doesn't fly so well. So here we go. My first prediction. We're going to see some criminal trials when it comes to the COOF. You know what I'm talking about, C19, and the jabs, or at least talk about it. I see that there are some laws being changed to allow certain companies to be held liable for injuries that happened to people during the pandemic. And I keep on hearing this word in my head, crimes against humanity. And that's what I keep hearing over and over when it comes to that topic. And like I was talking with Gemma there, UFO sightings are going to continue, but a lot of them are going to be these deep fakes that are done. I'm seeing old videos that have been debunked and they're horrible CGI making their rounds again. But it's going to be the populace messing around, trying to have fun. However, there will be real encounters that will continue, but the waters are going to get so muddy that no one's going to believe the evidence that will be brought forward. And I don't have anything against this one YouTuber. He had a UFO channel and he closed it down. Him and his buddy shut it down, and they're doing a different channel. But they got it in their heads to take two videos, one of a drone flying over and another video of a guy shooting at something in the sky. And you can see he's shooting tracers out of his rifle, and they blended them together. Next thing you know, even though it says on the video, to his defense, it says that it's fake. It's CGI that they made the video. The news station scrubbed that stuff off of there. Okay, it's a fake video. The news station scrubbed that stuff off of there and said, now people in New Jersey are taking things in their own hands. It's fake. It said fake on the video. That's what I'm talking about. You want to get recognition for your channel and everything. I got you. I understand. But doing something like that is just not good. Okay? Because now what if something does happen? Or you just inspired some other idiot out there to actually do that, and there's something on these drones that crashes and takes out a neighborhood. Just to me, that's not cool. So anyways, there's that. Again, there's going to be undeniable evidence brought forward. I'm seeing a lot of talk about this on the web. I don't know if it's just a phase everybody's going through, but it seems to point to the fact that humanity is becoming very damaged by all of this blue light technology, these screens, the Wi-Fi, all of this stuff. We're basically a huge human experiment in this Wi-Fi world, constantly getting bombarded with all these signals. And it's going to lead back to this aerial school visitation. I think that was back in the 90s in Zimbabwe, where the kids were told by a visitor that technology is harming you and going to cause the end of humanity. So to be careful with it. So, and that's going to end up at some UFO hearings. I think it's going to be a topic for some reason. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, a little thing I had going through my head, is I'm seeing two major earthquakes happening. One in California this year and one in Peru again. Something just with the flipping of the sun polarity and things like that. I've got a weird feeling with everything going on. So those are my predictions. Now, I am not claiming to be a psychic or that I know any of this stuff to be true, but that's what I'm thinking. All right. Let's bring our next guest on. What do you think? Here he comes.
It's time for Ghost Dragons.
Ghost Dragons.
Well, this should be interesting.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Welcome. My speech.
Hey, look, you got the blue blockers on. Look at you.
Yep. Well, they're prescriptions. They're also shooting glasses too. So.
Oh, well, there you go. kill two
How
birds
do you
with
want
one
to attack
stone.
this? I'm going to let you guys tell me what you want.
Oh, just what do you foresee? What big things are popping out to you for 2025? And by the way, yes, we are glad that 2024 is just about out of here. I've had enough
Well,
of
you
it.
better hold on to your butts because it's going to get worse before it gets better.
All right. So what's going on?
Here's the thing. From what I've seen, what I've gathered over the years, this is going to be, and it's already started now, so it started early, a year of deception and distraction. And they're going to try to pull some funny business, and they're going to distract us while they do some funny business. And that's what's going on with the drones now, I believe. Now, I'm not saying the drones are a distraction, but they're definitely distracting people. Yes, you notice it calmed down. You
Calm
get
down.
that
It
kind of,
disappeared.
yeah, it kind of went into that fade zone. But there's still people actively talking about it.
Mhm.
That is done kind of on purpose. They want you to kind of chill out. I also think a lot of it had to do with the weather. You've had a lot of big storms come through. Now, when you did your show that Saturday night and I came in,
Yeah.
and you were talking about the drones, I told you I had saw a couple drones heading toward Right Pat. I live on the pathway.
Okay.
Right Pat. They literally looked like they were coming. They had come up from Rickenbacker Air Force Base and was heading to, because it looked like they swung around and went over Columbus Airport with this John Glenn, I think. Now, but I watched. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 or 3 of them heading in that direction, and they were big. I wish I kept going. I should get my phone, but I was afraid to leave because I just happened to be out with the dog, and they went by. And then all of a sudden, the next day they're closing down the airport. So yeah,
Yeah. What they do? They shut down Right Pat for like 4 hours,
4 hours.
or something, right?
They were sending everybody either to Columbus or Rickenbacker. So my view on and my guess is you're going to still see more. It's going to calm down and it's going to pick back up. I've noticed, that thing between all of a sudden everybody calling everything a drone. I said that too about people calling drones UFOs and UFO drones. You got a reversal now going. There's a guy that's been trying to take pictures of the ones that are just balls of light, and all he gets in the picture is a ball of light. You can't see what it is. It's just this like geometric shape inside of a ball of light, and it's either blue, red, or green. Sometimes a gold. I think those may not be from here. I'm pretty sure they're sending drones. Oh yeah, they're not. They're coming down, but I look at aliens a little different than everybody else. So
Sure.
I believe that they're not what everybody thinks. I think we are in for a big deception. They're going to try to play one on us eventually within the next, probably by spring. Now, if they're going to do something to try to stop the election or change things, like, something did mess up the timeline when Trump took over.
Right.
But if they want to do something, if they want to stop him, they got to do it before he's sworn in.
Which makes me wonder if what you're hitting on is kind of like what Wu Riders is talking about. 90 plus Chinese warships have been around Taiwan for the past few weeks, flexing their muscle, and USA has been provoking. Very worried what the current regime will do while still in power. Yeah, absolutely. Because we've got a bunch of warmongers down there right now.
Oh yeah. Well, right now China's hurting financially, so they got to do something. Believe it or not, everybody tries to make China all happy or jump to jump, but it's not. They're hurting. Russia's hurting too. So they need a war, more or less, to bring back the money. They're both taking part in the Ukraine war. China was real upset when North Korea sent troops over. Oh, they were not happy about that.
Oh, yeah.
They were not happy about that. So that war will probably end up coming to an end once Trump comes into office.
He's just got to make it, right?
Yeah, he'll shut it down, I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to get too much into politics because I wanted to just tell you more of my prediction of the paranormal world.
Yeah.
Because, everybody has their theories on politics and it gets crazy. I've looked at everything from every angle. But
and nobody knows what's really going on behind the scenes anyways, all the people talking and the backroom deals and all that. So, yeah.
You got two cabals that are fighting over power, and it's always been that way, and that's a fact. Even my dad will tell you there's two of them, and they literally fight each other for power.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave it at that, because I can go off on a tangent on that one.
Yeah.
As for, hey, Blue, I didn't even see you in here. I wasn't paying attention.
Yep, there's Blue Crossroads.
My view on the paranormal thing is, I think, people get, like with the UFO, they get accustomed to it. Oh, it's fake. Everybody's put out fake stuff and you can't tell the difference. The same thing with the Bigfoot stuff, most of the cryptid stuff. But I think there's going to be even more. Everybody says the veil is thinning, but people don't understand it is lifting too. And it's already lifted a little bit. That's why all of a sudden you've seen an increase of ghosts and videos like that. Not all these videos are fake. I had to literally sit sometimes at night and go back and pull the original videos. Some of them are not fake. These are legit stuff.
Hey, Ghost, let me stop you there for just 1 second.
Sure.
Because Nathan brought up something, and I'm agreeing with this as well. So Nathan says, I'm with Richie on this, and he means Rich from Goofon. Where are all the other phenomena, abductions, cattle mutilation, visitations? Why stop reporting those? We know they are still happening.
And very much so.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think to your point that you're talking about, Ghost, is that it's the mainstream media, right? It's what takes over the zeitgeist at the time. Look at what happened with the Vegas stuff, right?
Yep.
Everybody was about Vegas, and then it was the Brazilian face peelers.
It's called attention span.
Yeah,
they get you going on one subject, and just like natural, disasters, just like tornadoes, you hear about how bad this devastation was. Then, and when 2 weeks go by, what happened? Why are you not talking about it? These people are still suffering. Why are you not talking?
Correct.
So they want to keep your mind ever changing. Just distraction. It's called distraction. Yep. They don't want you focused on certain stuff. That's like the paranormal world, period. When I say paranormal world, I mean from UFOs to the ghost ant that walks across the floor. You know what I'm saying? I think the veil is going to lift even more. I think you're already seeing, this is why I stopped ghost hunting, was because I learned no matter how much you protect yourself, something always follows you home at one point. Something is going to follow you home. Well, if you go now and look, you're seeing a lot more people who ghost hunt are now having experiences in their own home. I also see it amongst the certain communities that are having more demonic issues or paranormal events. I think you're going to see a lot more cryptids that we've never seen before. People are talking quietly about giants again. People are talking quietly about I don't like calling them rakes. Me and Ryan discuss this all the time about pale crawlers. You're seeing these white figures running around. Now they're seeing them in the city. But do you hear about it anywhere else? No, you got to go look for that stuff.
Right.
But it's happening more and more and more. I think the veil's not only going to thin even more, it's going to lift even more. And the people who are non-believers, who are the ones going, oh, this is all fake, blah, 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 you're seeing it, they're going to be the ones who are going to go, oh my gosh. They're the ones that are going to start, you're seeing it now where people are going, never had that experience. Oh my gosh, you should have seen what I saw the other day.
Right.
Like Gemma was saying, I see the things that follow people. I always have, ever since I was a kid. It's to the point now, I do all the running in this house. It's to the point where I fear going to the store anymore. I fear going to the gas station. It has gotten so bad. I don't like talking. I see them with kids too, but I don't like talking about it.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing these things with kids, teenagers, that seem to be more aggressive. I think we're going to see an uptick in possessions. You're going to hear the church all of a sudden within the end of the year. Oh, we've had to deal with so many exorcisms. The Catholic Church, the Catholic Church is not the only ones to do exorcisms.
Mm-hmm.
There's regular denominational churches out there that do exorcisms. You never hear about those. But I know a priest, so he passed not too long ago. He told me last year he usually averages 1 or 2. Thomas was a good friend of mine. He was one of my spiritual advisors. In fact, he was one of the reasons why I almost became a minister when I was younger. He said in 2004, before he passed, that he went from doing like 2 to like 6. He said he counted 6. In fact, the night he passed in church, he did an evening service, and his wife told me he was so emotional that that's what he was talking about, demon possession in the evening service. Just usually older adults. And when he came home, he took a shower. She didn't hear him come out of the shower. She went to check on him. Now, he lived long enough to tell her he loved her. Went into coma. But she believes that's why he was taken, was because he was trying to warn people about the uptick in possessions. I think the cryptid thing is, good night, Gemma. I think you're going to see an uptick in cryptid sightings. I think actually by the end of the year, you may see an actual Bigfoot footage that will be the gold one, as one might say. The ultimate, oh my gosh, this is real. The government are trying to cover it up now. I mean, everybody knows that. A lot of people think the fires that they start, because they do start, like if you watch the fires that happened was it last year in Canada? If you go back and watch the satellite, all those 7 fires started at the exact same time. And they believe that's what they're doing. They're looking for these cryptids. Bigfoot.
Or at least trying to take out their environment, right?
Right. I think they're trying to draw them out.
Yeah.
You hear stories about them finding bodies and stuff like that, which is highly possible. But I think you're going to see within the 25 some evidence pertaining to either Bigfoot or even we all know about Wendigo and skinwalkers. Skinwalkers are a Navajo thing, they're an Indian thing. They only can be around the 4 or 7 mountains that you have to ask. I think you might see some proof of that. But I think people don't understand the Wendigo is basically like a demon possession in the forest. It's when you start eating your own. And I think you're not going to see, you're going to have another attack that's just like the bus attack with the guy. I don't know if you guys know about the bus attack. A few years back, an Indian, attacked a bunch of people on the bus. I think you're going to see something like that, and it's going to make the people up in Canada go, we need to rethink things. I think this is why people disappear. That's another thing. I think in the next, if not this coming year, within the year, they're going to find out that a lot of the cave systems underneath these parks are a reason why people are disappearing. And I actually think some of these cave entrances are actually portals. And I think you're going to find somebody out of the blue is going to discover something, and without the knowledge of the government or anything, is going to post it. And people are going to think it's fake until all of a sudden we find out it's not.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to see an uptick in this stuff. And I think that as for the government, we're going to see more of this distraction, this delusional thing that they're going to try to play on us, because it's coming. It's no doubt that it will come within the year. There's an agenda a certain cabal wants to follow, and things got messed up. I think you're going to see it within the spring or the summer. They won't do it now because everybody's watching.
Right.
But I think it will happen. And something says baseball game to me. It's going to be a sporting event or a major event when it happens.
Lots of eyes on it. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, what makes me think about a lot of what you're saying when it comes to the distraction type of argument and I'm not sure on this, but I do know for a fact, even one of the videos that we played from News Nation when I was doing talking about the drones and stuff and some of my theories on it, the news was doing what the news always does, but they did it to their own reporter. There's the one guy who's standing there and he's like, we've been seeing drones all night here. And here's one, we don't know what this is, flying right behind me. And he turns and he points, right? And he's kind of a heavier dude, right?
Yeah.
But what you don't realize, and this is how stupid they think people are. And then it fires up other people on the internet, like fighter pilots and right. But they changed the freaking video while they made it look like they were zooming in over this guy's shoulder. You can tell there's a cut.
Yep.
And then what they zoom in on is a goddamn 737 landing there in New Jersey.
Yep.
Like the dude doesn't know and people don't know we're all a bunch of freaking idiots that don't know the difference.
Yep.
Right? Don't know the difference between a freaking airliner and a drone or something else flying in the air. It was like, you guys are busting the chops of your own news reporter. Cause then I go on somebody else on YouTube and I see they're like, everything that they're talking about, those are airplanes. Those are people, they just, they've spent all their time looking at their phone and not looking up for years. Now, all of a sudden, they're looking up and seeing things in the sky. Are you stupid? You're the stupid one.
Yeah, you
they
just
are
wake
setting
up.
them up. They are setting everybody up, just like with the X-Files music that used to play every time that somebody on Fox News said that there were UFOs or something. You hear the stupid music in the background. I mean, it's just appalling that
they don't want you. They want to make a joke at it. They don't want you focused on these things. And the media is really big about, okay, they have to show you this stuff because they know people are talking about it.
Right.
So this is a perfect
newsworthy
chance to change that narrative. And it's sad because I've been seeing a lot of stats about regular, let's say, television news and national news has declined because everybody now is online.
Absolutely.
Getting their news and they're fighting for attention now.
Well, here's the thing.
That Newsmax actually was a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Most people, myself included, I would much rather get my news from YouTube and some Joe Nobody that I've never heard of before, because if he's full of crap, it's pretty easy to tell he's not a professional liar. And I can figure things out. At least it'll make me dig for evidence one way or the other, right?
I was just going to say that. With those guys, you tend to go, I got to check this out. I want to research this.
But when you see it on national news, it turns all that off. It's like, there's the authority figure. They must have checked all of this stuff out. They must know all of this. And then when I see a fake video that was put out by YouTubers that says it's fake, this is fake, and everybody was downloading and stealing their video showing the guy shooting at a drone, which isn't real.
That's like the footage now that they're trying to link to these drones and stuff, is the guy in the trees with the thing in the trees.
Yeah.
That video is actually from 2022. It's a guy going fishing and ran into this thing. But see, they had monkeys escape.
Yep, they sure did.
And they've been living out there for a while. But it's still, somebody was posting that video, just that chunk, without all the contents, the context to it, saying, this has got to go with what's going on with the drones. Now they're landing and running around in the trees.
Yeah.
I actually saw a clip. The guy said, "This is what's going on. It's the drones. They're coming now."
Or it's Bigfoot in the tree.
Yeah.
You know, and it's
I heard that too. Yeah.
tapes. Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like, this is all video, folks. I mean, we don't know what's in the trees. You know, I saw a guy trying to play it off as a predator.
You're right.
You know, the Glimmer Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like, come on, dude. You want to talk Glimmerman, call Gemma. She'll tell you what goes on there. She's seen it.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Ghost, this has been great. And thanks for your predictions and everything. As Michelle is making coffee in the background. I don't know if you can hear that or not.
Can I have a cup?
But it sounds like our Keurig is about ready to die. So
sounds like a good one.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Ghost, for coming on, and we will check at the end of the year and see what happens with some of your predictions.
Keep your eyes peeled in.
All right. Have a great one. All right.
Well, so much for making a quiet cup of coffee.
No, you should know better, but
I like that. And there was a helicopter noise. The Keurig was the helicopter noise in the house.
The black helicopters coming after us is what it is.
Actually,
Detroit Metro, the jetliners fly right over our place when they're either landing or taking off, depending on which way the wind goes. So, yeah, that's a lot of noise from Detroit Metro. But yeah, all right. Well, Michelle, I guess we got one more thing to do, and that is bringing on Brian. But I think Brian is not going to make it tonight. So we got the second best thing is he recorded his predictions for us and sent it over. So I'm going to share the screen. So you guys know we've had Brian Bowden on a few times, and he's one of our dudes. I'm going to turn off the banner here. And we really enjoy having him on the where'd he go? Let's see. Let me turn off that banner. Okay. And then I'm going to blow this up. All right. So Brian went ahead and he knew he couldn't make it tonight, so he recorded some predictions for us. So let's see how he does. And again, we'll revisit this at the end of the year. And now what's funny is he didn't know anything about what Gemma was going to talk about, what I was going to talk about, or Michelle.
So remember, we're coming back to this.
Yeah.
In December.
Yep.
Of
December.
2025.
Yep.
December. To talk about our predictions that we made tonight.
Yep. And we'll see what happened. So let's go ahead and play Brian's here. Let me make sure it's turned up. All right. Yep. And there's his web. Ooh, fancy.
Hey, everybody. Brian Bowden here. Wish I was there, but I'm watching a hockey game right now, so I'm going to do a private little quick recording. Haven't done a deep dive into the predictions for 2025 yet. Been working on something, but I do see the following. The current president coming in, Donald Trump is going to be up against the wall with a lot of conflicts globally. There'll be a conflict with the Panama Canal, as well as Taiwan with China. He's also going to suffer from a lot of conflicts globally. It's going to be a very tough presidency for this man. And part of me says he may not make it through the entire presidency. Did see something?
Hold on. Michelle, what did you say?
What?
Didn't you say there was going to be a possible issue with Trump and an attack on Trump?
I said that I didn't necessarily know if it was going to happen around the inauguration because too many eyes.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
I think everybody's kind of focused on that right now.
Well, I mean, it's a big ticket item.
Yeah.
So
right, that's fair. We'll
you know,
scratch
it's
that
what's out there, but it's something that Brian says shortly that I've had in the back of my mind. And
all right, let's there we go. Let's go back to this one and let's listen. I'm going to back up a little bit. Hold on. So it's going to be rough for Trump, obviously, right?
Very tough presidency for this man. Yeah. And part of me says he may not make it through the entire presidency. Did see something, which was interesting. Okay. On top of that, we're going to see a lot more anomalies coming out, weird things, as far as people reporting seeing fairy, the fae, strange elementals making their appearance around the planet in multiple spots. Of course, interdimensionals as well. There have been a lot of reports of it recently. On top of that, we're going to have a lot of close calls with objects in space, specifically asteroids, meteors, what have you. You're going to see a potential hit, if not a direct hit, on the moon, which will be visible from Earth. You'll see it. And we're going to have close enough calls that you will basically see these space rocks flying over in multiple locations. On top of that, we're going to have a economic downfall. There will be a crashing to a degree of the market, some of which needs to be done to do a reset because we've been lied to by the current administration. But also there are others in there trying to manipulate the market, and they're going to get caught. But the benefit to those, and I'm not a big crypto guy, that invest in certain cryptos, and it's not Bitcoin, it's XRP, it's Stella, it's some of the lower end ones that have a little bit more of a good firm backing on them. You're going to see those skyrocket. Silver is going to go down in price, and then it's going to shoot up, and that's because people are going to try to conquer or take over the head of the silver market. Other than that, we're going to see a major earthquake by Alaska, to the point where, I mean, a major earthquake where Alaska may not look like it is right now. I do see them breaking a bit of it into pieces and creating a river on the western end of it that cuts through the state. It is a major earthquake. There will be tsunamis, of course. There's I got a rippling effect, and it's almost like the earth is undulating and breathing, and that could be more global changes as we move into 2025, maybe brought on by objects outside of our or within our solar system. So look for that. Earth changes, ripples, tidal waves, they're coming. And again, I did see J.D. Vance getting sworn in and not as vice president. I don't believe Elon Musk is as good a person as some people may.
All right, Michelle, was the JD Vance thing the thing that was throwing you?
Yeah. So when he said about JD Vance, that was the same, very close to what I was thinking. But like I said, not within the January, February timeline. Too many eyes right now.
Yeah.
Too many cards being held and not played yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's just keep going. We got about 2 minutes left here.
There is something not right about that man, and but we're going to see him take more of a role.
And I just want to say, I agree with. I don't have any thoughts on Elon in the future. To me, I agree with Brian. And maybe, I don't know, it's just his personality or something, but there's something about Elon Musk that just does not seem genuine or something. I don't know. Something's not right
In government, which I'm not comfortable with personally. There will be some civil unrest, of course, given who's coming into office. But all in all, the world will eventually overcome a lot of this, and it will be a better place, and we will be moving more into the future. There's going to be new medications, new procedures that help to benefit everybody and make their lives better. That's a little bit for 2025. And some of them, I hope I'm wrong. And others, if you can capture some financial security for yourself with very little money, now may be the time to start to invest. So it could be a good future for everybody. But all in all, it looks great, especially if you're a cardinal sign, one of the four. This is your time. The next 15 years are your oyster, and you better go get it. And for the other signs, it may be a rough ride. So that's it. And one more thing, I did see a lot more of extraterrestrial base kind of presence being known, capturing radio stations, TVs with messages. Now, I feel it's a little bit more extraterrestrial or interdimensional, but given what the government's doing lately, it may be a nefarious and on a government within the government, if you get my drift. So I wish everybody happy and healthy 2025, and hopefully we'll see you soon on the show. I'm wondering what Michelle has as far as predictions are concerned. I'll be checking it out. Bye.
All right. So there you can see Brian's even like wondering what Michelle's going to come up with. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm watching the folks in chat about Elon Musk. Yeah. I don't know. Something's a little off.
Something's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just his quirkiness or the way he acts in front of people. I don't know.
Maybe it's those ugly ass Tesla trucks that I see.
Yeah, those Tesla trucks need to go away. They're just, anyways.
The triangle truck. Good Lord.
Remember, so Tedestrial says, remember Elon calling himself Dark Gothic MAGA? No, I don't remember that, but okay.
He's the shadow president.
The shadow president.
No, I'm not far off.
No, I think the actual real shadow people that run, the 15 or so that are in the bureaucracy that runs everything. I think those people just wait out the presidents. The presidents and stuff are silly to them. They already have the plan on what's going to go on with this country. And I think might have been Lance that was saying earlier about, our votes really, it wouldn't surprise him if our votes didn't really matter and it was all planned out, who's doing what. Well, here's the thing. If you think about a successful psyop, you just have to ask yourself a couple questions, and one of them is, if with whatever's happening, is the government giving themselves more control and more power and taking away more of your freedoms? That's like the number one question. If you want to know whether there's a psyop going on, just ask yourself that question, right? And then you'll find out, because it's not like, the Gulf of Tonkin never happened, or, the planning of different attacks on America and blaming it on the Cubans. Dude, this stuff is...
But here's the thing. Wait 5 minutes. It's kind of like Michigan weather.
Yeah.
Wait 5 minutes. They'll have something else.
Yeah.
Right in our faces to distract us from everything else going on.
Yeah. It's a huge playbook.
Come on. Look at everything, even in the celebrity world. We were so focused on P. Diddy.
Right.
And the talk of the Illuminati and all the other actors and singers and everything.
Sure.
And now, again, hush, hush. It's quiet.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at Epstein. Whatever happened with that?
Yeah. All of that was supposed to get exposed,
Yeah. Distractions, man.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
But then you have to ask yourself, distractions from what? Right? Ghost Dragon.
Yeah.
What are they trying to distract us from? And all you have to do is look at what are they trying to pass, right? And it's
Isn't it lame duck right now?
yeah, well, pretty much, unless there's a
Yeah.
war, right? So, all right. So before we take off for the night, everybody, anybody want to type a prediction into chat and we'll read it out here? Anybody want to put it on the line for this year? Well, we're going to revisit these and go through this episode.
Hey, thank you. Welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome to the show is here and just sent us a 99-cent super sticker. Awesome. Oh, wait a minute. 99 cents in pounds. So he's from across the pond. So, well, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you being here.
Nathan said, what about Maui? Blue roof shenanigans.
Yeah, see, that went quiet real fast too, didn't it? Wasn't it all about a land grab in Maui? Wasn't somebody trying to grab land?
Are you talking about the wildfires?
Yeah.
It was that whole, oh God, what was the name of the town? There was an article that I found actually written by a teenager that got posted over there that I was able to get my hands on, that I'm actually going to have my kids study as one of their nonfiction pieces, because I do natural disasters with them. Anything from articles about the 1964 Alaskan earthquake. We go back into like the San Fran days, but that particular one, when I found it on the wildfires, now I'm searching.
Yeah.
Because that was top grade land. That
was
developers wanted.
Yeah.
That town.
Oh, look at welcome to the show, going crazy with the 99 cent super chats.
It was Lahana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, 3 super chats from welcome to the show.
I love the little unicorn with it too.
Yeah, the little super sticker. Okay. So, who wants to make a prediction? Somebody in the audience. Oh, hey, look at that. Ghost Dragon just sent us $15 through PayPal.
Thank you, Ghost.
Thanks, Ghost. Between you and Gary, now we can pay for our StreamYard for another month. Lance says that's $1.26.
Gary,
US
I'm with you. I don't see disclosure this year. I see them putting out more documents at some point to appease the masses. But like I said before, something that's got a really big table of contents and a really thick glossary for some new acronyms that they'll come up with.
All right. Welcome to the show. You got to calm down a little bit, man. You've now made 5 super chats in a row.
Hey, I like the unicorns. Shush.
You like unicorns?
I like the unicorns there.
All right. Yeah, Gary, I agree as well. There's not going to be disclosure this year. It'll just be more of the same. Okay. So welcome to the show. You got to, dude, chill. Yeah, StreamYard got sold by the original developers. Somebody else bought it, and then they jacked up
They doubled the price.
They doubled the price, man. And I really like the platform. It's a good platform, but now from $24.99 a month, which was doable, now to $50.
46. $45.99.
Okay. All right. $45.99. Okay, so great. So if you have a 1080p camera, which we don't, you can do HD now. So, and there's some other things that they added on. But,
it's a miracle that I have technology even to be able to do this. I blew.
Yeah, your computer basically.
Yeah, I'm running off of literally a separate monitor connected to my laptop. I killed the screen on my laptop during COVID, during 2020, doing all my virtual teaching from home. I had 2 screens and I now have like no graphics. It's half the screen is a black bar, the other half is a white bar on my Dell. So eventually I got to get a new laptop, something that doesn't make my face freeze every now and then.
Yeah.
When I'm on camera.
Yeah, yours is holding on by a shoestring right now.
Absolutely.
Bubble gum and duct tape is holding that computer together, that little laptop. Nathan says low res 56K forever on the Quantum Show. Yes, sir. That's hey, baud modems, you know, got to do your dial up, right?
Yeah, Gary said that he's concerned about a large red flag event to
Ooh.
trying to provoke Russia and China.
Okay, yeah, let's put that up on the screen here. Yeah, here we go. And wait a minute, didn't Gary also say just a minute ago, weren't you just reading it? No disclosure this year. Okay, so there's a couple of you saying the same thing, and
yeah,
I
Taven
agree.
said no disclosure, but plenty of fear mongering. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. And Gary is concerned about a large red flag event trying to provoke Russia and China. I think you're right, and it's might happen before the next president is sworn in. That's what a lot of the talk is, right? And apparently if something happens, but I think here's what I think would happen. I think Russia and China know better. They don't want to start anything.
Well, and if China's got their
they got
they've got their eyes on Taiwan, which
but still I
me.
don't. They might be surveilling us. I mean, we got spies from every country in this country. We've got our spies in every country of the world doing their spy things. Everybody's spying on everybody else. Everybody knows this stuff. But when it comes to war, come on. Yeah, I think they're going to be the ones that are the level-headed ones when it comes to dealing with this current administration on its way out, because I don't know what happened to the Democrats from my point of view, but they have sold their souls to the military industrial complex. They're all about making money with the war, or wars, I should say. I mean, $60 billion.
And Straw Dog, your comment about, who's going to make one more grab, God, I hope not, because they botched it up so badly and ended up making, what do I want to say, a bad name for themselves as far as who was behind it. But it makes our jobs 1,000 times more difficult.
Yep.
When those instances with BLM get going.
Yeah. Yep. I really want this stuff with Ukraine and Russia to stop, and whoever we got to get in there to get it to stop. That's all I'm for right now. That's all I care about right now. Let's start there. Let's see. Welcome to the show. Says possible credible nuke threat or detonation. And that's a lot of people saying that Jersey, right? That's what this whole thing in Jersey was all about, was chemical and radiological sniffer drones looking for something that got lost out of a container. That
freighter.
Yeah. Possible.
Did they ever say the amount?
No, it's supposedly, if you talk to people who know the amount of radioactive material that's in an MRI machine and stuff, it's so minuscule that it's nothing to really.
It would have to be an insane amount in barrels for.
This is a good one.
The dirty bomb rumor.
Well,
that goes along with the chemicals that were allegedly
being sprayed.
No, not sprayed, but what was lost off that freighter as far as looking for the materials.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Again, 2024 needs to just get out of here. It just needs to stop, and I'm glad we're going to be.
It was rough here.
It was a horrible year. As far as I'm concerned.
His surgery, my father passing.
Mm-hmm. Everything seems to happen
teaching without a
once.
Contract. So, although apparently I'm going back next week and
we'll
hearing
see.
about maybe we've got one to vote on. We'll see.
Yeah. All right. Well, what is this? Aussie lost 37 bioweapons.
The spiders took them. I'm just joking.
Aussie?
Australia.
No, I know, but I never heard that. I heard that Ukraine has lost a lot, and Russia, when when the Soviet Union collapsed, a lot of suitcase nukes and stuff like that went missing. But Australia? Really? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You guys are making some killer predictions here.
Lance
No pun
said
intended.
you guys can't leave yet. You guys have a few more hours in you.
A few more hours.
I've got like a cup and a half of coffee in me at
Yeah.
9:30 at night. I'm going to be up till midnight anyhow.
I love and enjoy your shows. Well, thanks, Lance. We appreciate it, man.
Welcome to the show. I hope not.
Bio
So
war.
I say bio war. Well, you start again. We saw all the videos, all the the news releases, both online and through mainstream media, about drones, and it's just like poof, they disappeared.
Well, here's
I like to call it the back burner approach. They're on the back burner.
Well, here's my thoughts on all of this, and it kind of goes to what Ghost Dragon was talking about earlier with the distraction and things like that. Just think about it. The best way to keep people confused, on edge, nervous, worried about what's going to happen, and everybody's getting their information through their little black magic boxes, right? I mean, it just keeps everybody dialed up. So, I mean, if you look at the possible things that people are listing here, bio wars, nuclear, suitcase nukes, New York City attack, you look at all this stuff and it's just keeping everybody just on edge, just dialed up. And so nobody knows what's really going on.
Kind of like this Lions game with San Fran right now. Thank God we're going into halftime.
Of course. And go back to the line. That's why I don't watch it until it's over. I
check the score periodically so I know what to expect.
Gotcha. You just can't help yourself. I know if I look at it, they're gonna lose. So I don't look. I don't do anything until it's over. All right. Yeah. Fix a drone with biological weapons. Oh yeah. Come on. If you want to see what they're doing with drones, just look at what's going on over in Ukraine. We are fighting a proxy war right now, and it's pissing everybody off. And that war needs to just come to an end. That just needs to stop. Period.
Well, I'm hoping with the new administration that it will. That'll be just one of the first things.
Yep.
Ghost Dragon, yeah, it's been a long time, but yes, 12 Monkeys. Do you remember that one?
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
About the bio.
Yep.
And
he goes back in time or whatever, which then gets us back to the whole idea that, these grays are actually us from the future coming back to try to warn us or take our DNA because they are so messed up from the years of only having a few humans left that they need our DNA. So, yeah, 12 Monkeys. That was Bruce Willis, if I remember right. So... Hey, look at that. Multifaceted Jules is a new member. Thanks for joining. We appreciate you. Woohoo.
I don't think it was Bruce Willis.
I think it was. It was Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt, I think, together.
Was it?
I think so. Take a look. Look it up. Hit the Googles. Predictive programming. Dude, isn't that The Simpsons are famous for that?
It was Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Yeah. Great movie. Yeah. I mean, it's been a long time ago, but love the conversation and the topics. Well, thank you, Multifaceted Jules. We appreciate you being here. So, yeah, it's, I don't know. I just don't, there's too much ambiguity, right? There's too much distraction. There's too much. That's why I'm really trying to disconnect myself from a lot of stuff anymore.
Let's see. The females on cast of 12 Monkeys: Madeline Stowe, Carol Florence. So those are the two that I see. Madeline Stowe, let's see, played Catherine Raleigh, the lead female.
I don't know. Now I want to watch it again. But you know, it's
I don't know. We've watched a couple good movies this week.
yeah. All right. Well, everybody, I think we should wrap this up. So, yeah, Ghost Dragon, like I said, hold on to your butts. It's going to be a crazy one.
So here's what I'm going to say. Have a wonderful New Year's. Have a safe New Year's. Especially if you're going to partake in anything, make sure that you've got a ride.
Yes.
So we've heard a lot of just bad, like, car wreck stories up around this area. So just be safe.
Yep. I agree. So, everybody, we want to wish you a happy new year. We'll be back in the new year. Don't know what's going to happen just yet, but we will see. Hopefully, we'll continue to grow the show. It'll be holy crap, it's going to be our 5th season starting in March of 2025. 5 years.
No.
Yeah. Yes, this is
2021.
Yeah.
I can math, really. I can.
You're an
Teaching
English teacher. It's okay.
Yeah, this will be our 5th season.
Yep. Yep.
Holy
So
crap on a cracker.
This is, well, you know, and of course our seasons don't start right with the new year because we didn't start our very first show until
I did make
February.
I did make a prediction though, that I told Wayne that he and I were going to see something else this year. So that we were going to experience another sighting, not necessarily a triangle, but it was not going to be in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. The one experience was enough. So, all right, everybody, let's quick shout out once again to everybody who donated. So, Ghost Dragon donated via PayPal.
Welcome to the show, Gary
T. Welcome to the show, and our newest member is Multifaceted Jules. So, welcome, and thank you, everybody. And remember, have a safe New Year's Eve into New Year's. Have your designated driver ready. Have your Uber on call, whatever it is. We don't want to hear about anybody getting hurt over these holidays. Okay. So have a safe.
I go into like worry mode. It's mom mode. I do.
Have a safe and awesome New Year's party time celebration. And we'll see you in the new year.
See you next year, guys.
And remember,
keep your eyes to the
sky. Let's get out of here.
What he said.
Maybe by next year, I'll know which button to hit to get us in this.